Welcome, YouTube, to another Nerdy Collective. It's another Saturday night. Now that I got you. Welcome to another Nerdy Collective. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I know it's late for everybody. Firehawk, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Dank Comics, ahoy. Say hi to Tori. Tell her not to work so hard. I miss her. Who Dat Comics? Yo, buddy. You've been noticing the prices, who dat? I still got that book. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. But anyhow, here we go. Boom. And let's get on with the show here. Bam. How you doing, buddy? What is up? Awesome. You had a wonderful day today, didn't you?
Yep. Met Flash Gordon or Sam Jones.
Sam Jones, the real Flash Gordon. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then I hung out with a bunch of the people in community, and we had
John
a blast.
And Jim and Steve. Yeah. Unbelievable.
And, Bronze Age Brian, Fort Mike. Awesome. Yeah. And then we met a couple of other people at other shops, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, Captain, look at I'm laying in bed with the G-spot. Yeah. Awesome, Hoodat. Thank you, buddy. Oh, so anything new this week? Did you get anything new?
Yeah, I got a couple of new things. Okay. Hung out with Chicago Schultze on Sunday, and actually picked up a bunch of Vampirella books for
Well,
my
you
run.
had a really good show last Sunday too, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you guys didn't missed it, please go check out Jeff's show from last Sunday. He had Howard Wong on there.
Howard Wong and Josh Stafford from
The guy
Dank
that did this
Comics.
book right here, you
The
guys.
two guys that did
Two
that
guys did this book.
Yeah.
And who was the other one?
Josh Stafford.
Josh Stafford.
They're both from Canada.
I apologize, but I have not read it yet. It's on my reading pile. I am going to read this.
You'll enjoy it for sure.
Yeah,
We'll know that. I know that for sure.
I had 2 copies of the first issue, and this was sent by Howard Wong, so he sent this to me. So this is awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. That's cool. He sent it. Yeah, that's really
nice. Looking forward to it. Also, okay, so continue, buddy. What happened?
Hung out with Chicago associate or Jeff Schultz, aka Jeff Schultz. Hung out with him on Sunday. Went to a new spot that me and Steve never really go to because it's a little further away from us. But well, let's just say I'll be out there in another couple of weeks again because I may be finishing the Vampirella run very, very soon.
Yay! That means you got how many issues?
113 issues, and I'm only 11 issues away, and they're nice. Like small numbers. They're not even the big
Congratulations. That feels so good. You're going to be, I know you're feeling because once I get the entire 18 run of Silver Surfer original, I'll be very happy. Yeah.
And then I got one major key this week too for on Memorial Day with hanging out with Steve.
I seen that. That was excellent. Yeah. K Titus in Japan. Yo, buddy. What's up? So nice to see you. How are you?
We'll show it off in a little bit. It's too hot to show off right at the
beginning. Is warm today. It was 98 degrees here. It was very warm today.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Like 2 weeks ago, we had 34 degrees. 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Unbelievable. It's like one or the other. Can never make up his mind.
Right.
So let's get on with our guest for tonight. I don't want to hold him too long because I know it's late for both of you. It's the same time, 1 a.m. And I really appreciate it. So everybody out there, let's please give a warm welcome for my new guest that's going to show up tonight. His name is Dank Comics. He's awesome. Great guy. So here you go. Still, that was the wrong one.
it wouldn't be a Nerdy Collector show if it didn't
have. All right, guys. All right, get this right. Here we go. Bam.
What up, everyone?
How you doing, Dank? So nice to be here. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing about my show. It's late, but sometimes it's early for other people. Sometimes it's later. It's like 1 o'clock. I really appreciate you being here. How you doing?
Great. And sometimes there's insomniacs. So
yes, we are. Yeah. I am.
Yeah, I am too. So
so how are you? How you doing? You've been blowing up like fire lately. I've noticed all your videos. You drop a video every couple of days.
Yeah. Actually, recently. I'm gonna switch. Even when I don't post, I'm getting like a huge spike in views.
Sure.
Without posting. So I guess I reached some sort of point where it's happening passively now. Sure. And that's like really kind of surprising the heck out of me.
It's excellent, though. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. I get up with the chat really quick. I get back up the chat really. We have Southern Comic Geek. Thank you for being here, buddy. I really appreciate it.
Wow.
Fire yo. Okay, I'm going to get this wrong.
Yeah.
How do we say
man.
that?
All these people up
Dick
so late.
Wifey 420. So nice to see you. You're new. I think you're new. So nice to see
Joe
you.
Ford
Joe.
back with-
Joey, bag of sevens.
Wow.
Nice to see
Oh
you,
my
buddy.
gosh.
He's thinking about going to a comic show this Sunday. So
Oh,
comic,
you're gonna meet him.
No,
You better get a picture. I want to see a. I want to see a picture.
I'm thinking about it. I'm not sure just yet. if
I
we're
want to see a
going or
picture of Joey.
I'm thinking about it.
I've
I'm
wanted
not
to know
sure.
Joey for years now, for
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
the last 4 or 5 years in the chats.
Yeah,
I
he's
wanna
always
see
been
what
in
he
the
looks like.
chats. He's there. We never seen him live.
I've
yet,
known him
so.
forever. He's great.
Mm.
So let's get on with this really quick. I don't want to keep you too long. I want to be like, okay, I'll come up with the first question, Jeff, and you go with the next. Oh, we forgot one. We forgot one. I'm sorry, Dave. I have to pay homage to my other co-host that isn't here, and I like to play his video. So really quick. All right, here we go. That's kind of like Knights of the Round Table. I try not to forget my co-hosts. So this is for Mr. White Gloves, the guy that's not here tonight. Hopefully he'll show up later. There, big shout out to Mr. White Gloves, Monty. That's for you, buddy. Okay, so my question, I'm gonna start with the first question, Jeff, and you go with the next ones. Okay,
that's fine.
So, Dank, how did you get into collecting? And what do you like out of? Okay, how do you get? I'll make this a couple questions. How did you get into collecting? And what is your most prized possession out of your collection?
I got into collecting, I think, when I was around 6 or 7, and it was because I moved into a new neighborhood and I didn't know anybody, and I like started hanging out and getting to know the kids from the neighborhood, the hood, or whatever, and we would go to the corner store, you know, and get candies and whatever and comics, and then I would buy comics, and I remember, like, you know, just looking at the pictures and being absorbed by that, and then I think also the cartoons got me more interested, but yeah, that's kind of how I got into it, to like kind of be cool with the kids or whatever in the hood or whatever. And
so your ultimate book, your most prized possession in your collection.
Okay, probably Clerks issue 1, signed by Kevin Smith.
Nice.
And he wrote Dan porn, right? Because there's a picture of like a porno in someone's hand, and he points it out. He's like, Dan porn, and I was 15 when I met him, and I was starstruck, and that's the only time I've ever been starstruck, actually. Like, I meet lots of celebrities, and nothing happens, right? But and you know, they say don't meet your heroes, but he was so gracious, he was so kind, and he almost like kind of did the conversation for me, you know, and he could see how shy I was, and my friend had to start speaking for me and stuff. But you know, they say don't meet your heroes, but he was, you know, he was something else, and he signed all my comics, like, so, like, these jokes and everything, and yeah, it was pretty incredible. Yeah.
All right, Jeff, go ahead, buddy.
All right, what started you in YouTube? What actually got you started on your YouTube channel, YouTube in general, and what started you in the comic community in general? So,
all right, so I've been trying to YouTube for like 5 years. So, and I did, like, this is kind of my 4th channel, and they're totally different channels, okay? And I did lots of work. I worked really hard. I would script them and all this lights and all this crap, and they never did well at all. And then I work with a comic presser named Josh Avery Pressing, and you know, it's kind of legendary or whatever. So I would send him books, and his wife is the one that receives the packages and unpacks them, and she loved how I packed the comic books for her, right? So he emailed me and he said, "Hey, listen, man, my wife loves how you pack comics, and she's wondering if you can make a video about packing comics because we're getting terribly packed comics, and that could really help us out." I was like, and he doesn't know I'm a filmmaker. I'm like, "Oh, I'm a filmmaker, so dude, you're asking the right person. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll try it out." And then I made the video about packing comics to send out, and it got more views than everything I ever put all my heart into, right? So I was like, oh, okay, I guess whatever. And then like a month later or a couple weeks later, I was like, I'll try another video. I'll just talk about like, because I did get back into collecting. That's why I was even doing that. And then that video did so well. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna just talk whatever I want and just try to be myself. And I just kept doing it, and it just got bigger and bigger, and just so it did so much better than I ever. Well, I wasn't trying. That's the weird thing. I wasn't even trying, and it did better than anything else I ever tried.
So I have to be honest, because this is what I enjoy doing. This is why I've been doing this show for the same way, and I haven't changed, and I left it like this. I like to bring new people to the community, introduce them to the community so people know who you are.
Sure.
It's the Q&A about you, and I enjoy this part of it, and it's a hobby, and I love it. And I mean, people like Jeff and so many people in the community, even in the chat tonight, wonderful people, you know, and I have a blast. I know I'm an old fart, but you know what? But really enjoy it.
Yeah, trust me, man. This community is huge, man. Like the Florida community, even the New York community, man. You got a bunch of guys up there. You got the NY Warriors. You got freaking Thoros.
Thoros Auctions. Yep.
Yeah.
Marvelous Comics. We got John's Marvelous Comics. Yep.
Yeah. You got all of them out there, man. Like near you, like. You got NYC. There's another one, the NYC.
And if you have questions for anything that you have questions on, they're more than willing to answer it and give you an honest answer.
I've only met like one of the New Yorkers, I guess, so far.
Yeah. Which one?
DJ Lynx.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. We communicate a lot, and
cool.
but I didn't know about these other new, because it seems like everyone's from like the South. West.
Trust me, you got a bunch up there too, man. You got a bunch. It's all over the place. Trust me, you'll even have other people from other
countries.
You be New Zealand watches you. You be like Austria watches you.
It's fun.
Australia. Yeah,
a lot of Australia actually.
Yeah.
Any more questions? You got another question, John?
Yeah. What's one of your favorite characters? Mine is Vampirella. Everybody knows that much.
Vampirella. I would definitely say Jesse Custer, because he was a badass. He stood up for what was right. He didn't like bullies whatsoever. He's a bully killer, and he also let people be whatever they wanted. He did not care what you did, who you were. You know, as long as you weren't an asshole. And I admire that so much. And I think, that's. Yeah, Jesse Custer.
Now, the people that don't know who it is, what's it from?
Preacher, the comic. Preacher, the
comic.
Hear
that, guys? That's a good book.
and he realizes what. Okay, so
the movie was terrible, but the book was good.
And he he kind of goes after God because he feels like God did not take responsibility, and I'm just like, damn, man, you even you're calling out God. I'm like, man, what a badass, man. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you might have to do that, So I thought that was incredible.
So then Comic Geek. Kyle, awesome, buddy. You did a good show the other night.
New Zealand. Yep.
Yes, he's from New Zealand.
Okay.
Kyle is showing off his action figure collection. His Doctor Who collection is phenomenal.
Yeah,
I love his Doctor Who collection.
His X-Men.
Oh, his X-Men. He's almost done. He's only got a couple more issues. Oh, I think we need to do a drip rock. Brick drop. Brick drop.
Yeah.
See, there we go again. Brick drop. Yo, Dusty, buddy, what is up? This is just for you, bud. Yo, Al, how you doing, buddy? It's so nice
Yeah.
to see you. Gosh,
Me,
he's
well,
kind of cut
me
off
and Dan,
Instagram. What's up? Bud?
yeah, me and Dank got one hero in common. It's Bruce Lee. We're both
I
really
do
into him.
too.
So
I
yeah,
love
I
Bruce
know.
Lee.
Well,
Give me
yeah,
a
I know.
break.
Yeah, I mean, I made a video about Bruce Lee recently, and
Yes, you did.
the big thing I realized about Bruce Lee, I think about it a lot, is that if he didn't die so young, you know,
Right.
Mhm.
he wasn't super known yet until after he died, right?
Right.
That's actually what happened. So, but if that movie came out and he was alive, he would have been on Johnny Carson. He would have
Yep.
been on all the shows. He might have been in Star Wars. Like, he would have had such an impact, and people would have seen the real Bruce Lee, because
Yes.
he's actually super American, and
Yep.
people
Yeah.
don't know that. They see the image of the characters he plays, and they think that's
Yeah.
him, but he's actually nothing like the characters he plays. And
As an
then-
example, Dank, as an
Yeah.
example, he's the one that created the story, which irritates me, of Kung Fu with
Yeah.
David Carradine. That was supposed to be Bruce Lee, not David Carradine.
Yeah, and then the new show, the Warrior, is originally his script.
Yes.
Originally,
I know my Bruce Lee. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think
Fantastic.
like if he was able to get a chance to show how an Asian guy could be charismatic
Yes.
and emotionally intelligent, because I think a lot of the stereotype about us is that we're not charismatic, we don't have emotional intelligence, and you know, and we're not as creative. We're hard workers, but we're not creative. So these are stereotypes about us. But
Sure.
Bruce Lee wasn't any of those. He was all of those things, right? And if he had this chance to show America that that's possible, I think it would have actually had a profound effect on how Americans treat Asians. But he left too soon, and it didn't happen. So we still have these stereotypes on us, and you know, I still have people talking to me like I don't have emotional intelligence, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
oh
sad.
my gosh.
Same.
I'm sorry, Dank, because
Same.
listen, you're
The same.
Korean, right, Dank?
Yeah.
You're Korean. Jeff is
Cantonese.
Cantonese.
Yeah, Cantonese.
Cantonese.
And my heritage is Mandarin. My grandfather was Mandarin Chinese.
Mhm.
So we're all brothers. One way or
Well,
another.
Yeah, Bruce Lee was actually a quarter Jewish.
Yeah.
Quarter
Yeah.
German.
Dutch. It was like yeah.
Dutch German. Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, and that stereotype that's what's affecting us. That's why people pick on us, because we're known to be meek. That's a stereotype, that we don't respond to things. So we're often the targets of bullying, like unprovoked bullying, and
Yep.
it's been happening before recent times. Actually, yeah.
Before
A lot of people don't know this because
yeah.
we don't talk about it. The
Yep.
thing is, a lot of Asians don't talk about it
Of
because
course.
we're raised to like keep our head down and
Yep.
don't complain. But the truth is, I get unprovoked verbal and physical attacks at least once a month in New York, and maybe more sometimes. And it happens so often that I actually have quick ways to respond and react.
Excellent.
But that's messed up. I shouldn't have quick ways to respond and react.
yeah.
And it's really unprovoked. Like, not a lot of people know this is happening, and people get very impatient with us. I've seen like liberal kids do this too. Like, they get very impatient with Asians. I don't know why. People don't have. I feel like we're like treated like the cockroaches. Like, we're not feared and hated, but we're treated like pests sometimes.
Listen,
I learned a lot. I learned a lot from this year, man. Like, I learned a lot of history about, you know, it's not a good, you know, I mean, it's not a good thing, but it's interesting, man. Like a bunch of stuff I learned. It's, you know, it's like you know, how all this other stuff is going on, but dude, it's been going on a lot longer than people think. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And honestly, it's a little on us because we don't talk about it. That's the thing. That's why it's like, because I meet people that are like, that happens? Why would that happen? Everyone, and I'm like, oh, you don't know it happens because we're not talking about it.
Yeah, because here's the bad thing. Here's the sad thing, Dink, and I'll be perfectly honest. It's called history. People are forgetting their history because they're not being taught history of all types, not just one race, but many. And that's the problem. And it's called arrogance because people are not opening up their eyes. That's frustrating. Very frustrating. So I get where you're coming from.
I hate because the bigger cities are having more issues, but like Florida not so much, but it's here, but it's not as bad as the New York, LA, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll go to places that people think are dangerous for minorities or whatever, and
Right.
I'll be treated nicer than in liberal big
Sure.
cities.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people realize how much they have this bias against. I don't think they even know it. Like I'll
Yeah.
have coworkers like be super impatient with Asian customers, and
Mhm.
they're no different than the other customers. I'm just like,
Yeah.
do you notice that you have no patience for?
Stereotyping. They're stereotyping.
It's not even a stereotype. It's like people feel very comfortable getting annoyed with us. Like it's like not considered
Yeah.
taboo still. Like it's still
We're
we're like picked on in a
yeah.
way that is not it. People don't find taboo. It's so normalized that it's very odd. If you ask any Asian, they'll tell you this is a shared experience, and it's weird. It's so weird. I've been examining it for a long time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, me
No, but-
and you both, man. Like we both do it because I don't get it as much because I used to work like Robert knows this, but you probably don't. I used to work at a nightclub. I used to work at a strip club.
Okay.
And imagine we're doing that. You know how guys, you know, I'm the smaller. Everybody else is 6'4". I'm the little Asian guy.
Yeah.
So, but everybody never messed with me. Everybody would mess with the 6'4" guy first before they would mess with the little Asian guy because they look at the Asian guy and go, oh, he probably knows some stuff. And then all I would have to do is look at him, and then they'll talk a bunch of crap like first, and then they'll say a bunch of stuff, and then I'll look at them and then say, and I call it the Asian default face. Mostly I use it, and then it's like, it works every once in a while. But I'll get, you'll get the one that wants to try you for a little. Yeah.
I got issues. Thank you for being here, brother. Firehawk, good night. Ben Compton, how are you, buddy?
Hey.
And Barbarian Kung Fu, what is up, dude? How are you? Nice to see you. Okay.
Yep.
More questions? Let's.
Yeah. I got put. Oh,
good.
And I know Dank was writing a comic, weren't you? Didn't you produce a comic? I believe so.
Yeah. I made a comic. Yeah, in 2000.
You have more copies?
8. I have a handful of copies.
I want a copy, Dank.
It was called Dania. It was called Dania, and it was about this young black woman in Washington Heights, and she's supposed to be the next prophet, right? And there's like a prophecy about her, and then this Puerto Rican graffiti artist and this other black woman who works as a color specialist for a crayon company. They're prophesized to protect her, but all these extraordinary events are happening to them, and they don't know what's going on. And then there's like this organization that secretly runs the world. They're like the Blackwater of every government, and they're powerful because of the prophecy. So they decided they don't need her anymore, so they just want to get rid of her. And she's gonna be protected, and she's gonna show the world the true meaning of life or whatever. And I could only publish issue 1. It was black and white. It's decent. I actually gave it as an A-OK to somebody, and he knows. He contacted Tom McFarlane directly about it, and I was like, dude, don't do that because it's not that good, right? Because I was 22 when I made it, right? So I'm doing a comic right now. It's called The Architect, and it's about a private investigator, and she's looking at this woman named Sasha Knight, and she's the most famous model in the world, and her face is trademarked because in the future most people are partially synthetic. And she will bid out the rights to her face to the highest bidder and donate the proceeds to charity. And everyone loves her, but a lot of stuff happens. And it gets. And I've seen the art. I've seen the first 10 pages. I'm getting the pages in, and they're so good.
Well, make sure you keep me in the loop because I want to order that.
Yeah, I'm just ecstatic.
Seriously.
I talked to him. I was like, dude, you're when I look at your pages, you almost make me cry. When I look at your page, they're so good. I think I'm getting his best work, and I don't know why I'm so lucky to find this artist. I even gave him
Big thing with that. Question I had was, how is it from the past your past issue 1? And now working on this one, since you got Kickstarter and all these other platforms to use to actually increase to help you actually, make actually a print run. You can actually do a print run.
To know that.
Yes. Yeah.
You would actually do a print run now. You can actually do a print run.
Yeah. So it's completely night and day. So back then, there was no way to distribute Kickstarter.
Right.
I don't think it existed yet.
Right.
And Kickstarter, now you can find the audience. You just didn't have the ability to find the audience. Also, back then, I did black and white. And if you're indie, most people did black and white because you couldn't afford color printing. But
Right.
I think printing costs have gone down so much. And because of Kickstarter, now all indies have to be color. So a lot of new collectors don't know that. Like, all indies used to be black and white almost, right?
Mhm.
And now everything has to be color because nobody wants black and white these days in general, right? And so it's easier now than ever before. And you know what's really sad is the rates I pay artists. Like, I asked for the rates, they barely went up, and it's been like 15 years. I'm like, your rates didn't go up in like 15. Like, I that really like shocked me. And I'm paying my artists more than their asking rate, actually, because I do not accept.
Right.
Yeah, because like I can write if I wanted to, in like an ideal world, I can write a page in 30 seconds, right? A page of a comic. If I was like in a rush but I know every time I write a page, that artist is gonna spend 6 hours on every page, no matter what, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, to me, that's disrespectful that they're not getting paid as they should be.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only are you paying them for the pages and the work and the hours, but you're paying them for the 20 years of training they put into being an artist. So you're like paying almost like a rental fee on their skill set.
Right.
How dare they not? I mean, I honestly, yeah, it's an issue. I'm a little surprised. I think there's more talented artists than there are creators. Like, and they're taking like less than they really. It's not right, man. Right now, I'm a little worried about the artists in the industry.
Yeah, because I noticed the writers are getting more and more praise, and then the artists are getting less and less praise. It's not because either the artist, like a lot of the new Vampirella run, is the guy is actually out of country. The writer is in country, and it's a lot of it's going out of country. So it's like, and then all the because everybody in states is charging, a little more than normal, but still, but you're charging for the name. That's what you're charging for. Like, if you go to a Neil Adams, or if you go to somebody that's semi-known, like Jenny Frison, or somebody that can do interiors and outeriors, you're gonna get paid for so you're gonna pay for that. You're paying for the name over here. But a lot of people, I noticed, a lot of bigger companies are going out of country because it's cheaper to pay for pages. You know what I mean? It's a couple $100 to pay for a couple of pages, where you have to pay a couple of $600-700 for like a you know know what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm paying I gave him a pay raise, right? He didn't ask for it. I could have got him to do character designs for free. I was like, dude, I'm gonna pay you for every single character design. He's like, oh, okay. And then and I'm like, dude, and also after the Kickstarter, after I recoup my initial cost, I'm splitting everything down the middle. You are a co-creator.
Right.
If this shit goes to Hollywood, I'm fucking getting. And I told him, like, dude, I'm not even gonna do fishy accounting. Everything's gonna be transparent, because it's not right, man. Like, these artists, when I write a page and the artist gives me the page, it's like magic. It's like alchemy, because it's beyond what either of us could have ever done alone, right?
You thought of the idea, but he drew and he drew it out. He actually created your idea, whatever your idea was in your head, and now you're seeing it.
And he makes it so much richer, and he actually inspires me to make the next pages, like the next issue, so much better. And he's giving me ideas, and we're bouncing it off, and it's becoming this new thing that almost should not exist. And man, if you getting pages from a script you wrote, there is nothing like it on earth. And if people are thinking about making a comic, do it. It's never been easier than today, and I don't know if it will ever be easier than today. So this is the time.
I've been thinking about it too. I've been thinking about it for a long time, man. Like, I have ideas. It's just I have to figure out how to write a script. That's the biggest point. That's my biggest
okay, well, the thing is, like, film scripts, there's a set format. So I write films too.
Dink, I was just gonna say, Dink, why don't you tell the community what you do for inspirational talking, and you also do advertising. No, what's the advertising part?
Oh, so I also make films, and
Yep.
I
Okay.
consult with certain
Also marketing. You do stuff with marketing, right?
it's not necessarily marketing. It's more like I deal with the people that either own a company or like CEOs, or I talk to like leaders in communities, like, and some celebrities. So I can't really name them because
Sure, I understand that.
they're authorities.
Sure,
So it's not good if people know that I'm their advisor, kind of,
Yeah.
it could diminish them. But
makes sense.
I am, and I'm even like I'm having a call soon with someone that's getting very famous, and he wants a lot of, like, he wants to know less. So anyway, that's a thing. And but in New York, I also, just for fun, I do like interview coaching. I do resumes and cover letters, and I help people get jobs, like people I don't even know, for free. Like I've helped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah.
right there. What you just said.
Yeah.
So, what does this show need help with?
This show?
Yeah, my show. Since you were talking about interview and coaching and talking.
Okay. Well, I think YouTube is unique because it's all about the voice, and unlike traditional media, unlike what people are used to, it's all very like curated and manufactured to be the optimal most for the most people. But YouTube is about the niche. So I honestly feel like most people don't need help. They really just need to like be themselves and not worry about copying each other, like not worrying about imitating the best person.
I told you I know how to pick them. I like that, Dank. That's my philosophy, like straight through. He read me like a book. That was great.
I'll also say, like, when you become a public persona, so some people, they get nervous or public speaking or whatever, but what they're doing is that you're playing kind of a version of yourself. Okay, so like in normal life, you're actually thinking of like a million little things while you're doing everything you do. But on stage, right? If you're on a stage or if you're on a video or whatever, you're so focused on an idea, and like you're really focused, and that's not a real human being. Human beings don't do that, really, not in real life, right? So a lot of people, they get shy and they get hung up on like, how are they going to think about me and me and me and me? It's like, it's not you. You're playing a version of yourself that's focused on one idea. That's actually not you. You're playing a character. So you just remove yourself from the entire equation. It's not you. You're playing a version of yourself. So and focus on the idea, not yourself. Focus on the idea and sharing it. And that kind of helps you relax and not get all overwhelmed, like thinking about how do people see me? Because that's the shit that will trip you up. And none of that matters, right? And and even seeing someone kind of not do the best on stage, when you're on stage, you think it's terrifying, but even as an audience member, it's not that big a deal. It's like, I kind of help people realize that, and you play a version of yourself, you focus on, and your message should be like not about you. And it's also better if you make stuff not to be loved, but to love the world. Okay. So there's two kinds of artists, in my opinion: artists that want to be loved, and artists that make art to love the world. And I can tell the difference like in 10 minutes. Okay.
That's
so
well said.
and the ones that like are doing it to be loved, they tend to get into a lot of trouble. And the ones that do it to love the world, and I can give you like a meta-analysis of a bunch of celebrities, they're the ones that have sustainable, healthy careers because they figured out it's not about themselves. And as soon as you do that, everyone wants to help you, right? But if it's about yourself, right, and you can still succeed, but when you fail, people celebrate your failure, right? But if you fail and you do it about other people all the time, they want to know what's next. Like, so Ava DuVernay, right? She did Wrinkle in Time and it failed. It failed, right? But after she failed, because she does everything to like love, and she like supports so many people, they're just like, what's next, Ava? What's next? But there's other creators, when they fail, everyone's like, oh yeah, they deserved it, like, because the intention of the art is so important for your sustainability as an artist. And I don't know, and especially if you take an acting class, you can see the difference. Who wants to be loved and who wants to do it to love the world,
Really quick, Dink. I'm sorry. That's excellent. That was excellent. Well said. Really quick, we have Aspen is asking a question. If anybody in the chat has got a question for Dink, please ask it in the chat. If I feel it's appropriate, I'll put it up. But I don't understand this here. Hello, guys.
I do.
Can
He's been asking for a week.
For He-Man and Cantonese Comic Kid, can you show
t-shirts.
cool design T-shirts you wear now with?
I saw this. I just saw this question on another show this morning. This exact question.
Like
and
I
remove
said,
the earphone. What earphone?
My earphones. These.
Well, he wants to see what? The T-shirt?
Yeah, the T-shirts. Yeah, our T-shirts.
He wants to see our T-shirts?
Yeah.
Is that what he's asking?
Yeah.
I saw this question earlier today in another show.
Trust me, he's been on a couple of my shows and he's asked a couple of times already.
It's a question this person asks a lot.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got issues, by the way, Dink. You said Dink never finished how to write scripts.
Okay.
I think it's very interesting.
Yeah, so this is actually a key thing you should know if you want to make a comic. So in film writing, there's a very standardized script format. If you do not stick to the standardized format, no one will read your script. They won't go past page 1. They'll throw out your script and they never want to talk to you again. Okay, that does not exist in comic books. There is no standardized script format. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways people do it. And Alan Moore writes these incredibly long, crazy scripts. Some people write really short scripts. So find your artist, know your story, write down as much of the story as you can, right? Then when you find the artist that you think is right, you ask the artist, what is your favorite kind of script? Can you send me an example of the script you like the most as a format? Then they'll send you the script that they enjoyed the most to work on. You look at that format and you format your story to their script. And that to me is actually the best way to figure out how to write a script, is actually ask your artist, because they know the style they like the most. And if you can cater towards what they like, you're just going to get better freaking pages, man. Like you could, and it's worth that little effort. So you just ask the artist, just give the artist the choice. Like, hey, like, what's your favorite format? And they'll send you so I'll get a script from like Boom Studios or something, or I'll get a script from like major publishers, and they show me the script that they enjoyed working on the most. And I'm like, okay. And I look at the format, and it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty straightforward when you get the format. And once you know the one that your artist likes, that's the one you should use.
Well said. That was excellent. Yeah. Did that work for you? I got issues.
Yeah.
I hope it did, because that was very well said.
Yeah, it works for me.
Me
and
too.
I get the feeling I get from Dank is he's like the Bruce Lee of the community, pretty much.
I have noticing that.
Yeah,
a little bit of knowledge drop. That's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a good thing, not a bad thing. It's a compliment. It's not a bad thing.
I understand. I'm just I'm not good at taking compliments.
I got issues. Said thank you for the knowledge, Dank, my man.
Mm-hmm.
You're
welcome, buddy.
You're welcome. I'm glad it helps. Because we should all know. This is stuff we should all know, and I think this is the moment. If you guys want to, and also Ross Ritchie from Boom Studios, he recommends you make a one shot. Don't try to make a series. I haven't listened to that advice myself, but I know he's right. Okay, so I also talked to my artist. Look, I want to do a one shot too. I'm going to do time travel one shot or whatever, right? So write like think about a 24-page, 32-page one shot to tell a complete story from beginning to end. Work with that artist, make that one comic, but it tells the total story, and it will show the publishers you know how to end a story. Because a lot of people know how to write a first issue, but they might not know how to end the story, as like some say Donnie Cates does. I'm just playing. But
it's all right.
Yeah, so it's important I would advise try to make a one shot first, and that really shows the industry what you're capable of. So, and that's the best way to like distill who you are into like a comic. Yeah.
Nice. Well, you heard it there. Flash by Night. Hold on. What is Flash by Night saying? Here we go. Yes, he does. Okay, Dank just did a great video on Bruce Lee. Check it out when you get a chance. Yes, it was excellent. Excellent. Well done, Dank. I think it was fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really important for me to make. I felt like I had to make it.
See, here's an example about talking about community members. What's the deuce right down here? Him and I became buddies through Captain and Smiley through the community. Mm-hmm. And we're like almost like brothers. It's weird, Jeff. We have the same things we like. It's amazing. Talk to this guy all the time. Deuce, what's up, buddy? But yeah, totally. That was excellent, Dank, what you just said. Fantastic. And the thing I liked what you talked about is we have a few community members out there that always wonder if they should keep doing what they're doing. And I keep pushing them and pushing them.
Okay.
Keep doing what you're doing. You know, don't, you know, if you want to improve yourself, then work on that part of trying to improve yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Again, like this is my 4th channel, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I just failed. I failed harder. I failed harder and harder. And every failure I learned, right? So every mistake you make that costs you $100, $200, a mistake you made that costs you $200, okay? And
You're
you're
gonna
just like,
learn after
oh
a while.
man, right? It's not that 5 years later, that $200 mistake is gonna save you $10,000. You know, like
Right.
so we need to appreciate our mistakes, appreciate our failures, because no one just was born a master, man. Like if you look at any of the first works of all the people you love and admire, it looks like trash.
Yeah.
You know, like so like that's part of it. You got to get through the trash. Like I met a line cook once, and he was like, how do you write a script? I was like, oh, first you got to write 3 full feature scripts that suck, and then you might be a writer. Like you just gotta get through that. You gotta and then when you fail, don't, because there's this like showbiz. There's a statement, right, that a lot of like successful people say. They say, "Don't quit," right? Okay, and it sounds like a stupid platitude because you're like, okay, yeah, don't quit, right? Like, everyone says that, right? But at the older you get as an artist, you realize like, oh, everyone quits. Everyone quits. Like eventually they can't take it anymore and they get a corporate job and they quit. Or and I remember I had a friend, my friend, I'm not gonna name him, but he's kind of famous, and he's a filmmaker. He made this great film, and it was a New York Times critics pick and everything, and it got him like a book deal and a professorship, and then it was like many years later, and he's just like, man, I don't know, Dan, I think I might quit, right? And we're 30 at the time, and I'm like, yo, we're 30, right? Dude, when we were 18, we were up against like 1,000 people each, right? They're all gone, man. We're the last ones left. It's just you and me, man. We're like so close. You can't quit. Everybody freaking quit. Like, especially like when around 30, like everyone quits. If you can just persevere through that, you'll be surprised, man. Cause you realize like, oh, this is what it was. It's just, I didn't have to quit. It's not whether I'm good enough. It's just that everyone quits. That's why when they say don't quit, that's what that means. It's not that, you know, you're not good or you're good, or it's not like they just quit. Everyone quits because they can't take, or, you know, life, you know, I'm not saying, you know, there's sometimes good reasons to quit, right? I'm not, you know, but,
Sure.
But for the most part, that's what it is. It's like everybody quits. And if you just stick to it, you end up mastering it, because you know that there's that 10,000 hour rule, right? You work on anything for so long, you will master it eventually.
Funniest thing is everything Dank's saying. Howard even said that during his interview too, when Howard said he gave up because of the kid, because he had kids, and then but then the wife goes, "What made you happy?" Because he hated the job that he was at, and he goes, "What made you happy?" He goes, "Writing comics," and now he read Damn Cursed Children now. So that's out now. So it's like
Jim Carrey tells the same story. He said his dad is the funniest man he ever knew. His dad would have been a great comedian, and instead of taking the risk of going for it, he was an accountant for like 30 years or something. And then they unceremoniously just laid him off, and his family was in ruins. And he said, "Man, you can do the right thing and you'll still fail. Like, what the F, man? Just like go for it and fucking fail." Because then you don't wonder. You're not gonna live your whole life like, what if I woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't, you have this one life, right? Why?
Really quick, we have a question for you from Dusty Brick Brown, and he says, Dank, do you have any connections to voiceover community? Dusty has got a beautiful voice, by the way. Trust me.
I don't know people that are well established or doing very well in the voice community. I do know like a lot of actors that are trying to do voice work. I think it's getting super competitive right now because of COVID. It got
Yeah.
way more competitive to do voice work. But okay, so this is look, I don't know anything about voice work. I'm not really involved in the voice work industry, but I think about it, right? So I always thought, like, you know, if you take public domain books, like there's tons of public domain books, and if you read that book for a YouTube video series and you make your own audio books through YouTube with these public domain books, and if they start catching fire, especially books that high school kids hate to read, right? You do those books, right? And you do a great performance on that
Stop
audio.
for a moment. Stop for a second.
I've
Stop for
told
a
this for
second.
Dusty all the time.
Dusty would make a great romance novel.
No, I'm saying do it. Like find erotic public domain work.
See?
Perform it for the YouTube, and get like kids that hate to read to listen to it, but perform it so well that other people notice, and it grows and grows. And then and some person will be like, hey, you want to try it? Like I would recommend that. I just made that up too. I don't know if that's a strategy, but I thought about it. I'm like, wait, why aren't people doing that? Because people love audiobooks. There's a lot of wonderful public domain things that you can easily read, and you don't need anyone's permission. You don't need anyone's permission. You just all you need is a freaking microphone and that free public domain stuff.
Yeah.
And you could start a whole career, you know, like go for it. Find the like Great Gatsby that just entered public domain. Read the Great Gatsby, man. And those like scenes with all this tension, sexual tension. Just read those things, man. Like, and people,
Dusty Brick Brown, by the way, Dank, has got a voice like you guys help me out. What's his name? Who's the famous
Isaac Hayes?
No, singer.
Isaac Hayes.
Isaac Hayes? Oh, trust me. He serenaded my wife for her birthday.
Oh,
it was awesome.
But I've been telling Dusty this forever to say the thing exactly what you were saying, like public domain books. I've been telling because I told him. I've been telling
Dusty would be really good at it. Trust me.
Yeah, and it's so easy. It's totally free. I don't know. And you don't have to ask for permission, yo. Because, like, we are in a time now where we don't have to ask for permission. We don't have to wait for anyone to get going. Like, so you just got to do it, man. Like,
okay, so we got Joey Bags of 7. How do I get to Carnegie Hall?
Carnegie Hall. Okay, so the thing about Carnegie Hall, it's like it's in Manhattan, right? So, like, you got to take the A train to the...
Okay, and then we got hold on. Then we got Flash by Night saying, "Man, I didn't take a couple of risks. I ended up an accountant."
Yeah, but you're doing YouTube. You know, you are doing YouTube. You are making a YouTube channel. This is an art. This is an art form. We don't know it yet necessarily because it's like so new.
Right.
But in the future, this will be recognized as extremely historic. We are living history right now.
Right.
Redefining what this new media is.
Yep.
Flash, you're doing it. Like, so, you know, that's your side hustle. Your accounting is your side hustle, okay? This is your art form right now. And this might branch out into other things. I don't know. And if I ever need an accountant, I would ask you, to help me with my shit or whatever. But you guys, like, if we're here, we're already making art. Like, we are already artists.
Yeah.
Like, and because we're doing it, we are it. We don't have to wonder if we are or who are we. It's happening. You're doing it. So, and accounting is your side hustle. I really believe that. So, I don't know.
So then we got What's the Deuce? What's the Deuce? It says Stan Lee was going to quit. His wife told him to write a story and he wanted to read. He then became Stan Lee, the Man Lee. Yes. Flash by Night. That's how I got F4, right? And hold on. And let's see. There we go. Okay, here we go. Great idea, Dank. I'm going to look into that. Never thought about the aspect. Thanks a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
What you were just talking about voiceovers, Dank.
Yep.
Yeah, like, I lost my... Oh, and I also found out, like, today that the director of Minari, that movie Minari, it was nominated for Best Picture. It almost won. Okay, so that was this dude's last attempt. Actually, like he has a child. He's been struggling. He never really broke through, and Minari was his last attempt, and it took him to the Academy Awards. I'm just saying, like, I just found that out. I was like, holy moly, that's amazing. That's awesome. Like, God bless that dude.
Yeah.
And then Flash by Night, I think we would have still found comics, but I probably wouldn't have tried to YouTube under other circumstances.
Yeah.
But
Hey.
again, like, yeah, like there's a painting, right? Then there's abstract art. Then there's like, you know, impressionism, and then postmodernism. All over, right? This is YouTube, and then there's the comic YouTube. There's the Star Wars YouTube. Like, yeah, man, you're just like you're doing a genre, man. Like you know, it's like embrace it, dude. Like,
Yeah. I've mentioned it to him plenty of times, man. Exactly what Dank had said to him. Exactly, I've mentioned to him.
because
Does he?
if you pick the right titles, you will get tons of
Yeah.
views. You got to pick
Yeah.
the shit that high school kids don't want to read.
Yeah.
Think about what
Yeah.
the kids don't want to read, but they have to read. Make the audiobooks for those classics, man, and
Yeah.
you'll probably have a blast doing it, and
Yeah.
you'll get millions of hits. And it's just like, dude,
Yeah,
I mean, come
I
on,
had-
come
That's a
on.
great perspective.
Yeah.
Flash by Night. Wow, that's a great perspective. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
I had him do little snippet. You remember snippets of Vampirella, the Vampirella.
Okay,
stuff?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
yes,
did.
yeah.
I caught that, yeah.
Yeah. So I had him do. Yeah, that's it. That's Dusty.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Like, please, I beg you,
What
I
to do.
beg you, man.
Yeah.
You got any more questions, buddy?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. What took you? What took you? Hold on. What that like you said you're writing your own comic. So where did the idea come from, and what made you want to do it yourself? Because I want to do it myself. I want to actually write, but I can't draw, but I probably can write, but I want to do it myself. So I'm asking a bunch of these questions.
Okay, so I actually have over 30 completely realized like ideas that are fully fleshed, commercially viable, blah blah blah. But
Right.
I'm not unique. I think we're at a time because of the internet where there's thousands, maybe 1 million people like me around the world. We just
Right.
haven't come of age, so you haven't met us yet. Like super creators, I think Tynan,
Right.
Matt Kent, like we're actually seeing the super creators coming in where
Right.
they can write all these different genres at once, and you're just like, how is that possible? But I think actually we're in a historical moment right now because of the internet where there's more possibilities for us, and we can do this now. It's happening. You just have to tap into it. And oh crap, I forgot the question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. All right.
Hold on,
I was
what
just
was it?
wondering-
Well, at least the idea for the architect was
Right.
I used to live in a building. I used to live with two photographers, fashion photographers, and like there was like supermodels in the building stuff. But one of them wanted to do a video about the fashion industry. He wanted to make a music video, and then I was like, oh, what if it's about a private investigator and he's looking at a model and faces are trademarked in the future, and I was just making shit up,
Right.
just hanging out, just smoking, just making stuff up, and then I was like, wait a minute, this is kind of awesome, So a lot of my ideas come from conversations, like things I just like take it in, and then I like think about it and push it forward, and then it comes out. Yeah, and when it comes to making your own comic, yeah, do it. It's never been easier. I can't believe how much easier it is today.
Right.
You just should learn. If you're not gonna pay a letterer, you gotta learn Illustrator and letter yourself. So I might
Right.
letter myself.
All right.
Oh, and if you want to find the artist, go to Reddit, Comic
Okay.
Collab, the
Okay.
forum Comic Collab, and that's where you'll find most of the artists. That's the best place to find the artists right now. Back in the day, it was digitalwebbing.com,
Okay.
but that's not really as active. So Reddit,
Okay.
have your story, know your
Mhm.
ending,
Okay.
dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and start piecing it together. So, because also, like, you might write
Right.
your one story, and it's like you're like, all right, okay, you're not feeling it, right?
Right.
And then you get inspired again. You come up with another story, you're like, okay, all right, and then you're like not feeling it, right. You do that a couple
Right.
times, right? Okay, And then you suddenly realize, wait a minute, I could put these two together or these three together. Oh my God. And it looks like you're brilliant. Right. Like, so that happens. That's actually what happens more than anything. I'm actually coming up with half-baked, like mediocre, okay ideas. And then when I actually like when I start combining them, I'm like, oh my God, this is brilliant. But I actually don't feel like I did it. I actually feel like, wait, what? Oh shit. And then when people see it all built, they're like, wow, you're so creative or whatever. But they don't know. It was a bunch of crap. It was a bunch of crap. I just like put in a pile and then it looked great. That's a lot of what it is. So, and you know, so people think creativity is like you have to just be a brilliant or whatever, right? You don't make anything up in creativity. Creativity is like taking what exists already and just recombining it. Right? That's really what creativity is. And like I think Steve Jobs says something like that. So just come up with as many, don't stop, just make up a bunch of stories and then connect two of them and you're like, oh crap, this is brilliant. Like when it happens, it's like you didn't do it. That's the thing. Yeah. So everyone, you know, people are like, I can't be like that. How are they like that? It's like, it's not like that. It just kind of happens suddenly because you're not stopping. You just fucking try and this and this and this and then put it together. Oh shit, this is fucking incredible. Yeah. And I guarantee you that's how most of these guys are doing it. I'm pretty sure that's what we're doing. Yeah.
That's good to know because I've always wanted, like I said, like I've told Robert, I've always wanted to write my own, and he's known that for a good while. So
if you have like a bunch of different ideas, start thinking about combining them or making one like affect how the other one feels or whatever, and then suddenly you'll be like, oh no, you'll be kind of like crazy excited because you're like, oh my God, this is good. Holy cow, I made something good. I think
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I think there's this myth that we just like come out with this brilliance whole cloth. And that's a myth. It's just like, we're just like pushing little sticks in the dirt. And then suddenly like, wait, oh wow, this is amazing. Like, and it just suddenly looks amazing. Like that's really what it's more like, you know?
Really quick. Sanimation, good morning, love. How are you? She's from the Netherlands, Dank.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I check out this guy. You got to check out this guy, Sanimation. I think you'll really like him.
Yeah.
Full of really awesome ideas.
Yeah.
Go ahead, buddy.
And then I got I got a question for Dank. Do you have a Grail? Like all of us have a book called a Grail book. Do you have a Grail book? Like the book that you really, really want, but you can't really afford right now?
I don't. No. Yeah, really. I swear. Like, if I got a Daredevil 5 with the Matador, first appearance of Matador, and no one gives a crap about that book, I will love that book like it's Hulk 181. Like, and I almost love books that no one cares about that are still rare because I also like introverts. So I'm an extrovert, but if I go to networking events, I seek out the introverts. I ignore extroverts because extroverts, they learn how to be extroverts and they're like a lot of hot air. And I tend to seek out introverts because then I discover geniuses. They're just quiet and they're just sitting there being geniuses and no one notices them because they're introverts. I have a soft spot for introverts. I really like introverts and I seek them out. Yeah. And
I'm an introvert myself, man. If it wasn't for this, I wouldn't be at all because I'm more an introvert in real life.
I think I think introverts are hidden like geniuses in our society that are being overlooked every day, and that's a shame because I think like, you know, the extrovert is like the salesman and very American and everyone loves the extrovert. And I think in the age of social media, being an extrovert has become more manufactured. It's like easier to pretend. So there's even pretenders. There's people pretending to be extroverts, and that's so weird. That's really new in American history. Usually so there's like a lot of weird kind of new kinds of extroverts these days that I've never seen before in American history or whatever. And It's fascinating. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I've
So,
noticed that the same thing.
show me your
So I
book.
wanted to, yeah, this one is mine because like a lot of people put her down, like don't like the character in general. So
Hmm.
yeah, so the main reason, like you, like the same reason you like a character is the same reason I like her. The whole reason I like this character in general. And I learned a lot of new, like I've been learning a lot of new stuff about her. I've been learning a lot of new history about her. And then our friend Steve actually got me this book. I've never thought I would ever have this issue one
Hmm.
because it was way out of my price range. I've never thought I would own it, and now I actually own one. So that's actually, like one thing out of the
Big
community
shout out
is,
to Steve Whiting,
yeah,
Stone
for
Cold
AO,
Steve.
yeah, AOK and me that book. I've always wanted that book, and I've always looked at that book like, holy crap, that's that's a book I really want. But you know what I
I
mean?
mean,
It's like,
Vampirella is an extremely iconic character, and
yeah,
she's an iconic character that has almost not changed at all, and still
yeah,
resonates with the same power as she did the first time she came out.
right.
And for that reason, I think she's quite a fascinating character, and like
Yep.
definitely worth.
And then I learned a lot of new stuff, and there's gonna be a video coming of it. Like I've been telling Robert, but like I said, it takes work because
Yep.
I don't want perfection, but I want at least to do my research, make sure everything's correct. I don't want
Sure.
no crap out there because a lot of people hasn't talked about this part of it, but
Oh,
I got
oh
something in the
man,
works. Yeah,
do it,
yeah,
do it.
yep,
Make that, because I want to know. Like
yeah.
I'm curious, but I don't know nothing.
Right,
Like
right,
I would love like a retrospective breakdown of this character, where this
right,
character comes from,
right,
how it affected people, how people react to this character over time. Like, oh
right.
man,
Yep, I got it in the works, man. Like I'm working
see,
on, like I'm,
my grail, as you're talking about grails, that's
yeah,
easy. That's not
yeah,
hard at all.
nope,
I have it right here. Nolan Rad, Silver
yep,
Surfer.
yep.
Who's
Silver Surfer one,
My
yep,
favorite. My absolute favorite. Right up there with Morbius, the Living Vampire. But yeah, his whole story is fantastic. He's, alien humanoid, but trying very human condition of this
oh
character
yeah.
is fascinating. I love the story about him.
I mean, Silver Surfer has so much pathos to this character. I mean, he comes as this incredible villain at first, and everyone's like, "Oh man, look at this freaking villain!" In the movies, in the comics, every time he comes out, you're just like, "What is this insane villain?" And then you realize, like, he's a slave, actually.
Yep.
This is a story of a slave.
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing, and how about the slave overcoming his master.
Yep.
And like trying to redefine who he was and find his history. He's also like trying to find his history again. This is a very human story.
Yes, it is.
And it's exemplified so well in this character. But like, I don't know, there's something very like amazing about the Silver Surfer that I've always found.
Jeff, you got
like
any more
sometimes,
questions?
yeah.
Not really, but I know you got two major ones.
Two major ones because we're getting closer.
Yeah.
I want to say thank you very much, Dank. I know it's like an hour. It's like 2 a.m. for you right now.
Yeah, but honestly, when I engage,
You having fun?
I wake the F up when I'm like,
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So the two main questions I ask all of my first-time guests that come on are this. And one is, do you have any inspirational thoughts or ideas for the community as a whole? And you've been doing a lot of that tonight, by the way. Just want to say that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I've brought this up a few times, but so we as a comic book community, we have known about the infinite multiverse. Okay. So, and we've known about it before it was cool, when it was like just a hokey, back in the day, even like back in the day, right? But in the last 15 to 20 years, many physicists have come to the consensus that there is very likely an infinite multiverse. Okay. So, and I can badly explain 3 of the theories of why there's an infinite multiverse, right? So let's assume there is an infinite multiverse. Okay. That means every time you almost died, you did die on another Earth. Every time you almost lost everything, you did lose everything on another Earth. Billions of people had to have sex in the perfect exact order for you to even exist. Okay, on this Earth, on Earth 2636, right? That's we're on, right? So everyone that's on this Earth and alive, it's just nuts. Like the improbability and the idea, the fact that you're even living is completely insane. We're on the alternate Earth. Is that for nothing? I don't believe so. I think we're all on the alternate Earth for a reason. We're on Earth 2636, where like this is supposed to happen. This is all supposed to happen. And like I think we're taking that for granted. And I think if we really realize how improbable and how incredible, it's just like Marvel Heroes Reborn, right? And Blade's like, this is not the right Earth or whatever, right? Because he knows what Earth, that he's from another Earth, right? We're on that alternate Earth right now. And I think we need to appreciate that a little more.
I loved it. I like that too.
Yeah.
Well done. More on the ideas and thoughts. It was excellent.
Yeah, I just
That was
I don't know.
excellent.
I almost died 3 times. Like it was been in the newspapers. Like there were like the first newspaper. It was like Miracle Baby. I was supposed to die when I was a month old. I almost died when I was 3 and when I was 15. And it was news. It was in the news, right? At a certain point, I realized like, oh, I did die. I died all those. I'm the dumb mother effer that's alive on this Earth. Because I'm not supposed to be here. And then once I realized that, I'm like, wait a minute, none of us are supposed to be here, but we're here. Yeah, anyway, that's kind of how I figured out that I'm pretty sure this is the truth.
Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
There we go, buddy. That was excellent. What does, oh, wrong one. There we go. What does thinking outside box mean to you? You've been doing that already all night tonight, I have to say.
So
you've been doing that all night.
Thank you. So in the game of chess, there's something known as the Shannon number. The Shannon number, and you could please Google everything I'm saying because everything I'm about to tell you is true. Okay, and it might blow your mind. Okay, so in the game of chess, something called the Shannon number, and the Shannon number is the exact possible number of chess games that exist. It's an exact number. It's 10 to the power of 120. 10 to the power of 120. The current estimate in physics for every atom in the known universe right now is 10 to the power of 78. 78, okay? That's all the atoms in the entire known universe. So the game of chess with this little board, with a couple of pieces, can create more combinations of play than everything that exists in the universe by a huge number, okay? So what does this mean, right? Anything you do, any media, if you work on any art, project, film, whatever the fuck you're doing, right? That's the board. The pieces are your ideas, your themes, your life, everything you know. Those are your pieces. And the key to getting infinite is to play. So a lot of people are like, they want to know. So they're always trying to do it now and know it now. They have to play. And when you play, that's when it's beyond the Shannon number. The possibilities are beyond our comprehension. But in order to reach that infinite possibility, the key is to play. And play to win and play to lose. Because you don't play chess. No one plays chess knowing the outcome every step. You know? You play chess not knowing anything. And sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. Yep. But it's in that knowing that you can win and lose and you got to play. That's when... So like in brainstorming sessions, like there's no bad idea. So someone says something really stupid, right? And you should never shut it down. You never say no. You say, okay, and or what if you give a better solution. But sometimes that poop idea is the seed for the most brilliant idea you've ever had. And that's part of it. You got to let yourself poop and play, and it's beyond anything we've ever comprehended. And that is what we all have access to as human beings. This is what we can all do, because this paradox is real. This is not a myth. This is not some woo woo. Sometimes I talk woo woo, right? This is not woo woo stuff. This is like you just have to take. You have to extrapolate. Everything is a microcosm of everything else. Yeah, I don't know how to tie it all together, but basically,
No,
yeah.
I get it. I get what you're talking about. Totally understand. That's awesome. That was awesome.
Mhm.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Excellent, Dink. That was excellent.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Well, before we go, I want to show
Oh, yeah.
the major
Absolutely.
key.
We're
The
going to show
major key
some
I
books
picked
now.
up.
We're going to show some comics.
Yep, the major key I picked up this week on Memorial Day. This is a major key because this is the retelling
Wow.
of her origin story, but this is the actual origin. So
Oh.
a lot of people think issue 1 is her origin. Yeah, but the creator, the publisher of the Warren Comics did not like her origin from Forrest J. Ackerman, so he had somebody else rewrite that origin and extended the story, and the annual 1972 annual is actual her. So her first appearance is this.
Yeah.
But her first appearance is this, and her origin story is this book. So first appearance, origin story. So that's why this is a major key.
That totally makes me think of Batman with the gun, you know? Like Batman with the gun, and then no more Batman with a gun.
Right. So pretty much this is a major key too. So I thought I would never see it. I've never seen this one out in the wild, and I saw it at a shop, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting it because I'm
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah,
Yep.
congrats, man.
Yeah, I've never seen that one out in the wild, and then I picked up a couple other ones because I'm only like 11 books away from completing this run, so I'm excited about that. So 41, yep. And then this is a St. Julian, but the Warrens love using reusing covers. Like this is the one that they like reusing. So 53 and 93 are the same cover. It's this one.
Wow.
Yep, like they love because they love reusing covers and stuff like that. 87. But these are all the ones I picked up Sunday. I showed the ones all
buddy.
Yep, and then this one is I've always wanted. 84 is the airbrush cover. And I love to say it on top. In a disco, nobody here can hear you scream.
Wow. What year is that?
That is 1980.
Wow.
Yeah, 1980, and it was the airbrush artist. A lot of people debate about this cover. Like a lot of people hate it, a lot of people love it. So this is a debatable cover here. So a lot of people love it and a lot of people hate it, man. But that's some of the book. Yeah, this is most of the books I picked up from the Sunday to Monday. I'm trying to complete this run. I'm only 11 books away. So
where do you hunt for these?
Like everywhere, man. Like shows. I got a guy now that we're really good friends with. That goes to shows.
You're so
all the
lucky,
time.
buddy. Oh my goodness. I wish
then,
I had LCS.
I got a shop that I hardly go to, and me and the friends were going. Oh, hey, our friends in town, and he's actually on that side of town. We went to the shop, and I'm like, and I found a whole run. I found a whole run there. I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get this run done like in a month. Just go in and get them in a month, and I'll be done. I'm excited about that when I get done. And everybody goes, "Oh, when you get done, what's the next one you want to work on?" I don't know. I really don't. Yeah.
You have no idea.
Well, I got an idea. I want to do like there's a Jim Valiant book that he just done that I need to finish like gaps. I have gaps in that run, so that's the next one. It's called Tarot Witch the Black Road.
Tarot. Yeah, okay. I was gonna guess that.
Talking about that. Wait a second.
And I'm trying to get that run. That's the next run I'm gonna get done. But like a lot of the guys in the community always laugh because I like all the females, like all the like Vampirellas, Lady Devs, and stuff. Dude, the main reason I like them because they're indie characters, and a lot of people look down on them because they were bad girl characters. She was the original bad girl.
Mm-hmm.
The bad girl.
I have a surprise for you, Jeff. Get ready. Get ready. Okay. All right. First, a really quick shout out. Sanimation, is that a little better? Sorry. I turned it down. And Chris Large, buddy, another
Yeah.
Australian brother. Thanks for being
Hey,
here. I
hey.
appreciate it. And what was it? Great info shared, Dank. I'm glad I stayed up tonight. Groovy Hall, Jeff.
Yeah.
So really quick, this is one for you, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
One for Steve.
Uh-huh.
One for Sean.
Oh boy.
And hold on. One for Magic Lasso. So what I did was back a couple
Right.
months ago, I talked to VV. He's
Right.
he's a visual vigilante out of
Vigilante.
Austria.
Yep.
And here's the cool thing, Dink, talking about community members and comic books. Okay. I'm going to show you
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I know Lasso.
So, VV is out of
It's
Austria,
actually-
TV Austria. Mhm.
and he got put in a comic book. And I bought 6 copies of these. I sent them to him. He sent me some really special books back. But what I wanted him to do was autograph these books, sign them and sign them back to me because I want them for some community members. And Jeff is one of those members, one of those friends. And this is a special note to you, Jeff,
Oh
from
boy.
VV. So what I did was got you a beautiful minty copy
Uh-huh.
of
Tarot, it's the issue that he's actually in.
20th
Oh
anniversary.
wow.
Yeah.
There's VV's signature right there.
I like his signature. I always like that.
Hold on now. Hold on. This is for Jeff. You want to make sure that you got this particular one. He's got a special message in here for all you guys. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. It's all in the reflexes.
Oh yeah.
Right there. There's
that's
VV.
it.
This is
Yeah.
VV, Dank.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of
Yeah.
my buddies in the
But-
community. They
Mhm.
put him in the book. He's right here on the round. And he
Oh,
wrote
wait a
it.
minute. I
Yeah.
think I know this person.
Yes,
You probably
VV, Vigilante.
Varangian and Vigilante.
Oh yeah. I've seen
Yep.
videos. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
now that I see the face, I know.
Yep, he's in the book, and he put us. There's your little, right there,
Mhm.
buddy. So that one's for you. I'll be sending that to you.
Yeah.
And hold on, I might as well since I showed yours. Give me a second. We have one for Steve Whiting.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a special little message in there, and it's signed.
Mm-hmm.
And we have one for Sean Stay Puff. I made
Mm.
sure to get one for him as well, signed and a
Mm.
special message. Has something Ghostbuster related.
Uh-huh.
And then we have Ryan Magic Lasso, my buddy here in Wisconsin, signature and a special message inside there for you. So
Wow.
those 3 for you guys. That will be coming to you. And I have a big shout out because this is for Jen. Comics Will Break Your Heart. Big
Yeah.
shout out to her. I watched her show last Saturday
Mhm.
and I took her advice and I went back and I told John, Marvelous Comics, I want issue 20 of X-Men.
Right.
Oh
And
right.
This is it.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
I'm going to continue getting this right now. This story in here right now is excellent, you guys. That's all I got to say. This is a variant cover, but it's the story. And there is so much going on in this. And what it's about is the version storyline is called A Tilting Within. The X-Men undertake a mission to destroy the Forge, which is a space station. And Mystique is in it, of course, the assassin. And Professor X and Magneto also has some House of M animation, if you're wondering, is part of this story in here. And you know how I like that whole story drop, especially when it comes to Wanda and the rest of them. But a newer, updated version of the story. This is excellent, you guys. Read it. Issue 20. I don't know how much better it's going to get, but so far, I'm jumped into the boat on this. So I'm getting a copy every time now it comes out. Check it out.
That's cool.
So big shout out to Jen. Everyone love it. Comics Will Break Your Heart. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. And then really quick, my reading pile is gotten really big.
All of our reading piles have gotten huge,
Yeah,
man.
I read this. This is new, called The Resistance Uprising.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is by Upshot.
Yep.
And this is the first of one of 6. They're going to come out with 6 issues on this.
Yep.
And this is like an introduction of the new heroes that are starting to come into the play. And this is about the 4th dimension with 3rd dimensional characters. It's very interesting. Really good so far. So far, it's been about the government and about the secret society of superheroes. And right now, they're trying to track down these flyers, which people with flying abilities. And there's a whole thing going on with this whole story in the 21st century. It's kind of a 21st century for a now modern day book. Definitely give this a shot, you guys. Give it a good read. It's excellent so far. And then my favorite, I'd have to say for the week, and I think you guys will get this as well. I love this because you know how I like history and history related. And I've always said this, you guys, comic books always have some little truth of something in either history or I'm sorry, I'm going squirrel. I'll just show
you're
you.
good.
So the girls who electrified Tesla. This is one of 6. This was such a good read. I'm looking forward to the second one. The artist.
Well, if you're gonna do the
Go ahead,
second one, do not open it during a show because we'll get a strike for sure.
Okay, I won't.
There's certain panels.
I'm not going to open it. But Mindy Woodcock, the gal who electrified Tesla, is based on bizarre facts and mystery questions regarding Nikola Tesla, the death in January 7th, 1943. When you read this, this is really good. They took parts of the story of his death and the stories of Edison, Thomas Edison, and the electricity currents of Thomas Edison and Tesla. Just a little piece of history side note for you guys. Do you guys all know what Thomas Edison was known for? What they tried to pin on Tesla, but wind up being Thomas Edison's invention? It's kind of morbid.
The electric chair?
The electric chair. Exactly. You answered the question. The electric chair. Kind of morbid.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to answer. Oh, sorry.
No, that's okay. That was Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
But, everybody knows Tesla, and I know Chris Large does because he's actually talked about him, which I find fascinating. But this is really a good read, you guys. Not just the covers, but the read and the history. This
the
new
history
company,
behind it especially.
Hard Case Crime.
Yep.
I really, really enjoyed this. This is right up my alley.
That's not the first Mickey Woodcock one, but that's one of the better ones.
Yes, exactly. And then ones I'm going to start. If you guys haven't seen it, last Sunday, Jeff had a guest on named Howard Wong, and they did this. They did a whole review. I got 2 books in the mail from Howard Wong. He sent me this.
Nice.
This was awesome. So big shout out. I'm going to read this. And I'll give you my opinion about this after I read it.
I'm curious what your opinion is. I
will.
Enjoyed it. So
another one on my reading list I'm looking forward to reading is issue 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great book.
Made in North Korea. Yeah. I'm going to read that. And then, of course, you all know I love my Dune and Geiger. I am loving Geiger, you guys. This is so good. I'm really enjoying it. It's not just the pretty covers. This is a great read so far. I'm on issue 2. Fantastic stuff. The newest one in what I just got, I haven't read it yet. I'm looking forward to it. Was Dune, House of Atreides. I love Dune. And if you guys don't know anything about Dune, you should read it. It's so good. Then a big shout out to you guys. I know Department of Truth has gotten really popular. I got the 5th printing because I want to read the first issue. I have not read this yet. Everybody's been talking about a lot of hoopla on this.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Even the Something's Killing the Children stuff is getting
right.
So
and then the next one on the list is Silver Coin. I'm still waiting for issue 1. This is issue 2.
That's really good.
Haven't read it yet. And then a big shout out to Big Remo. Remo, I'm gonna read it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and
big shout out to Big Remo.
Giving you a heads up. and that's an anime style in there. So it
Excellent.
looks like anime. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you. Okay, so that's the comic books on my side, and what I've been
Yeah.
reading. I got a big list.
Yeah.
Dank, go ahead,
What
buddy.
you got?
Oh yeah, so I wanted to talk about Promethea by Alan Moore.
Yes.
This is a collected, and these are like pretty decent, cheap, and they're in print. Hardcover is really nicely made, 3 volumes, book 1. But Alan Moore, 99, 98, this came out, and it deals with like tarot and a lot of like things that are really popular right now, right? Like it's almost like he predicted how popular this stuff was gonna get.
Right.
And it's about the imagination, what the imagination. It's similar to Gaiman's work, but it deals with a lot of his magical philosophy and his like magical thinking. And I actually think Alan Moore changed the industry. I think he actually put a spell on our industry and changed it. I actually have a whole. Well, first of all, okay, so Watchmen, right? Watchmen is his like end story of what a superhero genre can do. He for his intent was like, I'm gonna write the final story you can tell with the superhero genre before it destabilizes and is like untenable to tell these stories. Later, DC and Marvel, they're like, oh, no one's like cares about us, so why don't we just execute the Watchmen plotline? Civil War is the Registration Act, the Keene Act from Watchmen. Okay, they executed the plotline. DC, they do Identity Crisis. That's the execution of the plot line in Watchmen, right? So DC and Marvel, they do these plot lines, which actually you really shouldn't do because it's kind of the beginning of the end of the universe. And I think because Marvel and DC did these destabilizing storylines to get, reads, they're actually destabilized their world so much that they're constantly trying to reboot and undo it because they can't. And I feel like Alan Moore actually set that up for the industry to do. And now indies are coming back hard, which Alan Moore is all about. I have a feeling Alan Moore put a spell on the entire industry, and that's why indies are as big as they are, because I also believe in chaos magic, and I actually think he did this. New World.
Yes.
I never know about. I just image eBay. I'm just searching for full runs image. This pops up, and I'm like, that cover looks great. I read it. I was like, this series is freaking awesome. It's 5 issues. It's easy to find on eBay for under cover price, but it was optioned in 2020, and it was right before COVID. So I think everyone forgot about it. I got the Kaiju score. I got these for undercover price on eBay. I read the 4 issues. It's obviously a film. It's already optioned. Someone said Tarantino's involved, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's really great. This is a solid 4 issue. I mean, I guess get the trade. It's so solid. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Planetary issue 1. I think Planetary is getting forgotten, but it's incredible. And if you like,
what is that? What is that about, buddy?
Planetary is about like it takes place in the Wildstorm universe, right? But it's about this organization that studies the weird in the world. Okay, that's and they catalog it. Nice. They're like a historical society almost, but then they start uncovering this giant conspiracy, and it's sort of a critique of the Fantastic Four too, right?
Okay.
And it's about like what happens when you have great power and you don't take responsibility, and how it's so wrong, right? And Doc Savage is in this. He's like, Doc Savage is the main character of this issue. And I don't know if you all know, but Doc Savage is an old pulp character.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. But this issue makes Doc Savage the baddest mother effer ever, right? And really honors that character and makes him like so badass. And it's 26 issues for the whole series and has a beautiful, and it's like a full, beautiful, epic series. And I think like people are forgetting about it, but it's one of the greatest superhero stories ever told. I caught up on Stillwater because I wasn't really in the game anymore.
I've been curious about this. Curious. I haven't bought it yet.
I picked up all the issues.
Okay.
It's so interesting. It's so clever. It's such a simple idea, but the way everything unfolds with this simple idea is so freaking interesting. Like, I could definitely see this becoming a series on AMC. This reminds me of Walking Dead in a lot of ways, but it's nothing like Walking Dead. and it's way, oh man, it takes like a very simple idea and makes it so good, right? So that's why I love this Stillwater, and I bought all the back issues, and I just couldn't believe how good it was. And then I just want to show this slab, Akira one.
Awesome.
I got this for $20, but but it's worth. This is like $800 now or something.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but this comic was actually the first digitally colored comic ever. Like, people don't know that. So, and this is the first time Akira was colored. So when Marvel had the rights, they're like, you know, they worked with Katsushiro Otomo, and they're like, all right, we're gonna try out this new digital coloring, and it kind of revolutionized comic book coloring. So this book has that historical precedence, which most people don't even realize. So that's why, and it was made by Epic, which is Marvel. So that's why this book is actually historically important, besides the fact that it's Akira.
Yep, and what it's about, the story itself, of course.
And Akira is amazing, 6 volumes, like mind blowing, and it's way beyond the anime. So the anime, it only is a sliver of the first volume, but there's 6 volumes, right? So, man, yeah, I can't believe it. Like, oh. And then I just want to talk about Orphan and the Five Beasts. I just love it. It's like wonderful schlock. It's over the top, and it's done with such craft and richness and detail, and he knows what this genre is about. Like, it's a very kung fu genre, samurai genre. It's like a mashup, but he does it so well. Then you know he loves this genre, and this is not even the work he does. I saw his other work. It's not even like this. So he's just kind of a genius. And like every page, you know, he spent like all week on that freaking page, and there's all these like little jokes it's like funny, it's also funny, it's thrilling, it's action packed, and no one cares about it. Like, I still see it at LCS's issue 1 and 2. I'm just like, dude, this is way better than
Jeff. If you find it, grab me a copy.
Yeah, I got you.
But Dark Horse paper quality, man,
I know
something, I don't know what happened.
They changed it.
Yeah, and it's not, they're doing what Marvel's doing. I'm just like, yo.
Yeah, that's irritating. Yep.
You know, the secondary market.
That's why I'm always buying like the second print. When I get the first edition, I usually will put it away, and I wait for the second printing or get the trade if I want to read it before I even can touch it. Otherwise, this is what I have to do all the time. I'm wearing gloves all the time.
But that's not right, because they know the secondary market is the backbone of the industry. They know it. They know it. So why are they screwing us like this? Like, you know, and like, and if they think it's just about content, like, oh well, it's just content. So why do you care about? Then make it just digital. You know, don't even print a book. Don't play with us, man, because you know, without us, there is no industry, and you know, the secondary market is what fuels. Not in Japan, there is no secondary market in manga. There is the United States secondary market is the backbone of the industry. How dare you give us tissue paper? For the book, because you know,
I love toilet paper.
Akira is the godfather of anime. Still have to read the manga.
I call it toilet paper they use. I call it
toilet paper.
Simon, another Australian brother, buddy. So cool to see you.
That's why we call it that. That's why we had a toilet paper shortage, man.
I know. I remember that.
Yeah, they shouldn't do that. Like, and Marvel is so, like, they're Disney. They're the richest company.
Talking about that, I had what was it? I remember when oh my goodness, it was a Morbius cover that I had bought, but it was
the newer one.
Yeah, a newer one, and I think I bought 7 issues. And out of the 7 issues, I just bought it because of the cover. It had nothing to do with Morbius. I think Morbius was mentioned once in the damn book. The cover was beautiful. As soon as you touched it, ink literally rubbed off of it. It was ridiculous. So stupid.
They're like cutting costs. They're charging us more.
Yep.
Other companies are not doing this. Companies with no money are not doing this.
Yep.
Big shots decide to cheap out on us, and they know it's not right, folks. Like, it's not right. And if the secondary market wasn't the backbone, then, you know, forget about it. You know, like in manga, it's like so disposable. Yeah, okay. If that's the industry, sure. That's not the industry. That's not our industry.
Right.
They have no right. We are the curators. We are the historians of our industry. Without us, you wouldn't even know all this stuff, like, because it would all been gone. We are the holders of the history of the industry. You're giving us garbage to document the history of the, like, what are you doing, yo? Like, that's not right. We are the curate. Don't give us, we're trying to preserve your history. You're giving us tissue paper. You're giving us toilet paper to curate your history. Are you
Okay.
freaking kidding me? That we're paying for? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yep. Okay. I think we're gonna call it. We're on to an hour and 40 minutes. I want to say thank you very much, and give me 1 second here. We are going to Jeff, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Please tell you what you got going on, buddy.
All right. Tomorrow. Oh, well, today at 9 p.m. EST, I got an Extreme Nerd Table going on. Then and at 3 o'clock, we got Silver Age Sundays. Be on the lookout. We're going to be on Just a Little Podcast channel. And we're going to be showing off me and Steve and Puff and everybody going to be showing off our hauls from all, from hanging out for 2 weekends. So be sure to check that out. Yep. And then I'm going to have Cantonese Comic Wednesdays every Wednesday at 1:30 EST, 1 p.m. EST. And then I'm going to have the Nerdy Collector Show again. You never know who we're gonna have on, so be sure to. I always screw it up, so that's why I keep.
I know you do.
So that's what I got going on, Robert. What you got going on, or what's Dank got going on?
That's what we got here. We're going to Dank here. Give me 1 second, Dank. Buddy, go ahead.
All right, so I'm Thursdays I do reviews, and then I'm pretty random. I don't really have a schedule, but tomorrow I am releasing a video about my struggles with anxiety and depression, and it's a little longer video, but I have a reputation for my positivity, right? So I think it's important for people that have a reputation with positivity that actually do have depression and anxiety, right? It's important for us to speak out about it and let people know you're not alone, especially the ones that can stay positive. And Kristen Bell inspired this video. Okay, so I'm like copying Kristen Bell, but I went for it. And it's a bunch of very embarrassing, wild stories that are ridiculous and embarrassing. And I hope you are entertained. And I'm trying to, are you entertained? That's what I'm going to make sure you're entertained.
Nice. Dank, you have a giveaway going on?
Yeah, there's a giveaway for another channel, Flash by Night. So I started a 200 sub giveaway, but like it shot through 200 really quick. So I was just kind of like, all right, listen, it's gonna be done on Wednesday, right? And and if people have problems that I change the terms, I was like, oh, don't worry, I'll refund you your $0 back for the entry fee for your $0 entry fee for the free giveaway. If you don't like that, I changed the terms a little bit. So Wednesday's the end, and then I'll pick the random winner. And I do record the drawing just in case people think I'm lying, because sometimes sometimes the weirdest people win. I'm just like, this is unreal, right? Yeah. But you'll probably have a 1 in 100 chance, and you'll win Department of Truth issue 198 slab. If you go to Flash by Night's page,
that's an awesome giveaway, you guys.
His video, and write Road to 200. He's already past 200, but
and just a little shout out to Flash by Night. We have him in 2 weeks.
Oh, great!
Cool.
He'll be a guest on this show in 2 weeks.
Cool.
Flash by Night.
And I have to do another giveaway because I promised to do one every 100. I'm already reaching the next one, and it's a little faster.
You're blasting off, Dank. I mean, I've been watching you now for a while, and you do a lot of videos too, which is good, and that's what's keeping it flowing.
Yeah. I'm slowing down. I've been slowing down, and it's still it's actually been boosting without. When I slow down, it's as if it's been going faster when I slow down. Actually, I'm telling you, it's weird.
But it's probably all the whole community sharing your stuff and say, hey, go check Dank out, go check. We say, hey,
I appreciate. I can't believe it. I like as a newbie, I showed up as a newbie. I was getting shouted out on all these big shows out of nowhere, and I was just like, what the F is going on? Like, I didn't even know. I didn't know.
You're entertaining and you inspire people. You inspired me in a lot of different ways.
I just didn't know the community was like this. Like it's very gratifying, and it feels like a homecoming.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
found your place, pretty much. You found your place.
Yeah, it really. I appreciate it so much.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're very welcome, brother. Thank you so
Mhm.
much for being on tonight. Don't go anywhere. Stick around because we usually have a little talk party afterwards. So hold on. Where are we? Okay. So I want to say thank you for all my guests. Jeff, thank you so much, buddy, my co-host. And Dank, you rocked it tonight. Rocked it totally 100%. And I want to thank you guys, all my followers out there, everybody from What's the Deuce, Joey Back to 7, Big Al, all you guys who rock. Sanimation, awesome. Captain Comics, all you guys in the chat tonight. And everybody catches on the rewind. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, subscribe, share it. And now that we're done with another show, I will see you next Saturday. So peace, love, blessed be you guys. See you next Saturday on the Nerdy Collective Show. We're out.